Hi. Okay. Today I'm going to talk about a story that has a some sentimental value to me, and it's called a funeral, and it's a story between a duck and King Penguin, his best friend. So it happened in one morning like this. King Penguin left his house in a hurry, and he was in such a hurry that he forgot to wear his shoes. So he went back to his house to wear shoes. Then, when went back, he realized, I don't wear shoes. And then he left his house in a hurry. He was in such a hurry that he forgot to lock his door. So ran back to his house to lock the door. And then he exclaimed, Ah, my door has no locks. So he left his house in a hurry to duck his best friends. And he was in such a hurry that he forgot to bring ice cubes. So he went back to his house again to get ice cubes. Ah! He exclaimed. Why do I need ice cubes? So he left his house there in a hurry to his best friend's cottage. It takes only 180 footsteps or so to get there. And when got to his house, he knocked the door at the duck 3 times as he usually does, and shouted, "Duck, duck, your best friend is here." He shouted at the door, but there was no answer. And King Penguin stood still for a while with a serious expression on his face, but it was hardly discernible that no one could ever tell whether he was thinking or merely, asleep. Then his eyes wide opened, and which wasn't also even perceptible, even to a raccoon that passed nearby, and exclaimed, "Something must have happened to him." And at the thought of it, King Penguin, his face went as pale as any other penguin's. Ah, what if he got lost in the forest? Who could help him at such a moment? Then King Penguin called a raccoon who was still nearby, sucking the grass. "Raccoon, raccoon," he called with deplorable tone of voice. "I think something terrible happened to Duck." At this, Raccoon became sympathetic, and that he offered his help. "Yes, yes," King Penguin nodded, dimming his eyes with tears. "Call everyone in the forest, for Duck is in a trap in the forest and cannot get out without help." Raccoon soon disappeared into the woods, looking for Duck. King Penguin, he was left alone with dreadful fear that Duck might have been injured. "Ah!" King Penguin exclaimed, which woke up several birds in the nearby trees, who reasonably showed displeasure at being woken up by the cry that King Penguin made. "Well, what if Duck was attacked by a hungry wolf?" Yes, yes, that must be it." He started walking in a circle, absorbed in his imagination. Duck would not have caught in a trap, unless it was set up by the hungry wolf. At this instance, something hit his head from above. It was an acorn fallen from the tree. He looked up and saw birds being grumpy on the trees, and the birds shouted at him, Can't you think without talking? It's still too early in the morning." The birds said in a solemn mood. "Ah, birds," King Penguin exclaimed in larger joy. "Listen, Duck is caught in a trap that was set up by the hungry elf in the forest. We must go help him forthwith, or else he wouldn't be into." King Penguin cried at his own prediction, and the birds were surprised as well, and they soon left their nests to look for Duck. Well, now King Penguin, again being alone, was preoccupied with the thoughts that terrified him. "Ah!" he exclaimed in terror. "What if Duck is caught in a trap that was set up by the hungry elf of the forest who had no interest in eating him, because he is white, and because he has a less fashionable beak than I do? Yes, yes, that must be it." He was convinced by this prediction that he himself ran into the forest and asked the animals for help. There he met rabbits, owls, bears. Hearing King Penguin's story, They all began looking for duck.